I I don't think we've seen a player like that in a long time. I mean, he's 16, which is ridiculous in itself. And he's on the first 11 for probably the team that's playing better at this Euro. So it's no joke. It's not like he's 16. Let's save him, let's introduce him to professional football. Now he's on the first 11 for Barcelona. It doesn't matter who the coach is. He's on the first 11 for the Spanish team. And that partnership with Nico Williams, the way they just playing on and off the pitch. He's just pure talent.
Lamine Yamal is my favorite player because, he's only 16 years old, but still has a huge impact in the Spain team. The same has to be said about Nico Williams, but for me, Lamine Yamal, especially the passes he's able to give, that split through the defense, and also his pace. He's very young, and against those physical defenders, he's still able to get past them and be able to deliver some amazing assists to the players of Spain. So for me, Lamine Yamal is already the player of the tournament.
I still don't believe that Lamine Yamal is 16 years old. Incredible, 16 years old. I still don't remember where I was when I was 16 years old, and he's still in school. He's still doing his homeworks at the hotel and in the Spanish camp. Lamine Yamal is spectacular. I think he's the next big one in world football. His impact for Spain is huge. You see how he creates big chances, how he creates shots and goals. He will be the man to keep the eye on.
He's totally unbelievable. A player of his age, to play such great matured football and be a key player for a big nation like Spain. Spain has produced so many great players, world's best players, and they've got the top competition pedigree as well. And now they seem to rely on a 16-year-old to do some magic, and he's been great. He's been exceptional. And again, for a 16-year-old to play so well, it's unbelievable. I think he's a special player. He makes things happen. He makes the team play, and he is involved in the game. He also creates goals, which is very important for a winger. So I'm quite impressed with him, and I see a great future in him. I think the goalkeeper that stood out for me, and that will be one of the biggest highlights of the tournament, was Portugal's Douglas Costa, with his heroic penalty saves, 3 penalties in a big tournament. He reminded me of my countryman Ronwen Williams, who also did the same in the AFCON. And they make saving penalties look easy. It's very difficult to save a penalty kick, more especially with the new rule that 1 foot must be on the line. So that was the highlight. And also, modern keepers now are goal players. They are part of the game. They can read the game. They can play, as well. They have to start the build up from the back. So they are also key players. They not only making saves, but they also initiate good moves from the back.
I think they have been undervalued 100%. I mean, you undervalued as in being part of the team, and also undervalued in terms of the markets. Now goalkeepers are right up there with some of the best paid players on the field. And I was actually thinking the other day that how many goalkeepers now are the caliber of just being a great shot stopper, aka David De Gea, to more of a goalkeeper who can play, because a lot of teams build up with goalkeepers the whole time. We talk about why do they keep picking Pickford, but he's probably out of the 3 with Dean Henderson, and I forgot who the third one is, but it's probably he's the best playing keeper as well, and he's not a very shot stopper as well. So there have been the stars, but I also think there's more limelight on goalkeepers now in the last couple of years as well. With obviously VAR, they've had to make more penalty saves, they get to do penalties more, and all that kind of stuff. The ones that have impressed me I thought Donnarumma was brilliant. Yeah, I thought he was. And it's about time. There was so much talk about Donnarumma for years and years, and I thought he was pretty decent. And I mentioned the Turkey goalkeeper earlier. That save he made. I mean, that's a big save. That is a massive save. And I was actually checking that. I was online, saw the headlines and the goalkeeper making that save. You would never see that a couple of years ago. Like that's you probably go with the guy who scored the goal. But we don't want to talk about goalkeepers. We want to talk about goals and seeing people score goals. But yes, we have to give credit to goalkeepers.
My favorite Euros moment is Lamine Yamal goal. He's the youngest player to ever play a Euros game, and the youngest player to ever score in the Euros game. And he's too young and has a great responsibility to lead his team. And I believe he is part of a gold generation of Spain. So my favorite Euros moment is Lamine Yamal goal, because for me, it's the beginning of a new era. Yeah, so my favorite Euro moment of all time is when Greece won the Euros in 2004. I feel like we will never ever see an upset like that, where all the big favorite teams miss out on the prize, and you see a team that comes out of nothing and really grows into the tournament. And I feel like whenever I have a memory of the Euros, it's always when I see a team like Greece win it, and it's also something for in life that you always have to believe in something, and there's always a chance of winning. But yeah, if we can hold on to something, it's about the moment Greece won the Euros 2024. So that's definitely my favorite part. And also whenever you see the country, Greece, a country that really needed it at that time, is for sure my favorite moment.
Two games with very good moments during the in terms of goals scored, in terms of players on the pitch, in terms of surprise. First one is 1992 final between Denmark and Germany. I wanted Germany to lose, and everybody was expecting Germany to win. So Denmark won 2-0. The goals were very well played. This was a huge moment for European football, huge moment for Denmark, and a huge moment for one of my favorite players, also Brian Laudrup. Also another moment, if you want. Also, it was very big in European football. The moment when Greece won the Euro, and the corner scored. I still remember. Maybe they scored by a corner. The goal was amazing, and they kept defending all the rest of the game, and they kept the result over Portugal, I think. So it was one of the best moments. As a Netherlands fan, it's not only my favorite Euro final, it's my favorite game of all time. It's Netherlands-Russia, 1988. It's an iconic game for me because it's when I started to support Holland. Also, it's an iconic game for football in general, because the Van Basten goal was one of the best, or even the best goal scored in a final ever. So I think for me, Holland Russia was the best final for me. One of the best games I have ever watched. I watched Van Basten and Gullit scoring, and they were the offensive style was amazing. They were attacking all the time. The tiki-taka, one touch, one pass, everything. It was amazing. It was the game that made me fall in love with the orange team. One of the best finals I recall, and it was one of the best tournaments also. Euro 2000. So it's Euro 2000. It's France-Italy. With the goal, with the Trezeguet golden goal. It was the first golden goal of scored in the first and the last golden goal scored in the final. the remontada, the comeback of the French team was amazing because they were losing 1-0, a goal from Del Vecchio, and then they equalized through Wiltord, and then Trezeguet scored the golden goal. So it was also one of the best finals. Both teams were attacking. The players you can see on the field were all icons: Nesta, Maldini, Cannavaro, Zambrotta or Panucci. I don't remember. Del Piero, Pirlo, Totti. You can see the names. From the other side, you can see Thierry Henry, Zinedine Zidane, Robert Pires, Sylvain Wiltord, Trezeguet. Many. It was full of stars, full of attacking style, full of huge players. It was amazing.
Yeah, Georgia has also really surprised me, especially because it's their first Euros. And also they played really, I would say, smart with a lot of effort, and that's the way you surprise those teams who think, oh, it's Georgia, we will beat them easily, or we can play at 70%, and they showed that's not the case, especially against Spain, who kind of went easy throughout the group stages, and they scored the 1-0. It was a bit lucky, but for me that still describes the mentality and the effort those players put in. And of course, with the attack of Georgia, I feel like they've played to their max, and it's unfortunate they played Spain, but they can still look back on a great tournament.
Everyone loves an underdog, isn't it? Everyone loves the in all years there's always has been one team that was the first time into competition. This year was Georgia. Everyone loves an underdog. Everyone loves a happy story. They still have one of their players with 3 goals, top of the scorers at the Euros, which is amazing. And it's just that feeling that's difficult to recreate if they have another Euro, because the difficult thing is to be consistent. If they have another Euro, we don't even know if they're gonna qualify, they're gonna do this well, let's say, because it's that surprise moment. The players have no pressure. The difference is they're really doing for the country, which is the difference to the teams with the players that make more money and already play in big leagues. Players see this as an opportunity of showcasing their talent, and they're really, really doing for the country, which is something that other countries, the players really don't care. And I think that playing for the country, excelling, and then beating Portugal, I mean, what a tournament for them.
I have to give credit to Georgia. First major tournament, and they advanced, to the last 16. I think they played well. They played with energy, and also you could see that they're also driven by passion as well, and they were very deadly on transition. And they had a great player that plays for Napoli, who's a star player, one of my favorite players. And also in the last 16, they did their best. I think they played well for the longest time in the game, 60 minutes plus. They had chances. It's unfortunate that they were playing against a team that's very experienced, a team that doesn't panic, a team that has a strong footprint in big competitions.